table and mopping the floor. Getting $1.25 minimum wage.
Per hour.
Per hour, yeah. He was an executive in some company. PepsiCo. I remember that I was chanting Hare Krishna. You have to wear this AMW. I was chanting and mopping the floor. And one man drove up in his Mercedes-Benz with his Rolex watch, with his suit. He's sitting there having a cup of coffee. And I'm really happy because I heard Prabhupada's class and I'm chanting my rounds, I'm sweeping the floor and I'm humming, Hare Krishna, couldn't chant it out loud, just humming it. Sweeping the floor. He looks at me, why are you happy? I have a Mercedes-Benz, I have a Rolex watch, I got so much money, and I'm not happy. You're a sweeper in this shop, and you're happy. Like, it's not fair. I wish I could have preached to it. Then remember we went once in the temple, and Prabhupada was preaching to us. You have to surrender 10%, 100%. Then we were thinking, 100%, that's like, there's no zero tolerance, What if it were 99 or something, 100%, then you kind of saw the mood and was like, wow, that's pretty tough, 100%. And it's looking, even 90% and Krishna will take you. Then kind of a little bit of relief, okay, 90, but then 90 is also like, 90. How many get 90 on your college exams?
These days students are getting 99%. These days students get up to 99% marks.
Who students?
Students studying.
Yeah. Okay, but anyway, there are a lot of devotees, they were considering 90 was also a bit tough. And Prabhupada, we were sitting in a very high seat, like a asana, kind of like a pulpit in a church, quite high with stairways. So he started climbing down the stairs, he looked to the devotees, said, even 80% Krishna will take you. More relief, but still some devotees are feeling 80%, it's not the easiest. Then he was having his chadar and he was kind of dragging, he looked back to the devotees, said, even 70%. Threw the chadar over his shoulder and he walked off with his head high. So he's giving us a lot of hope. Someone had told me that when you see Prabhupada, always ask him a question at the end of class, but it should be a good question. So I was trying to answer a question, or ask a good question. And many times Prabhupada would answer, and one time, I don't know, Prabhupada said something about Radharani, so I asked a question about Radharani. And Prabhupada looked at me very gravely, who are you to ask about Radharani? New devotee, uninitiated, I'm asking about Radharani. Then when I was working then in that root beer stand, and then I came back, listened to Prabhupada's lecture on the tape. Those days we didn't have all these iPods and anything, we just had to have a regular tape recorder. And then at the end of Prabhupada's class, he asked, any questions? Nobody had any questions. He said, where's Bhakta J? That was my name. He's working. Oh, he asked good questions. Imagine how I looked at the ceiling. Prabhupada never prays usually. Then Gopal Krishna got transferred, or he took a job up in New York, I think, right?
1772. But before that, you moved to Toronto.
Maybe 69.
And then he came to India.
Prabhupada sent me to India in 1970. around June also. Before I went, probably one of the new temples, I went to Toronto from Montreal. I was the president of Montreal, then I handed over to, there was a French movement that time, I didn't know French, so I gave the president to a French Canadian called Shripati Guru, he's still around. And I went to Toronto.
You're the Britisher.
They still my new friends. Maharaj knows French. He knows French, he knows Russian.
Few words here and there. One I know is Spanish. And Bengali. And Hindi.
In Canada, we had to say Namaskaram.
He knows Canada also.
5 words. You can tell that Hare Krishna Japa Mari.
I'm sure that many Canada words like comparable to Sanskrit words. Should I go to the meeting?
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Anyone else?